My name is Antonio Capelao. I studied architecture and I practice architecture, as well as I teach architecture to undergraduate students at university and to primary and secondary schools students here in London. And like most majority of the people, I've been working from home since March. And as a result, I decided to do these my workshops for young people online. And the workshops are called Architecture and Design Awareness workshops, and they are architectural studies. And the purpose of these workshops is for you to help you to set up a studio at home where you can do your homework as well as attend your online classes. So I'll give you some tools as well as some examples of work that can guide you to achieve this this objective. As well as I will and please feel free to get in touch with me anytime you want to help you, to guide you through the project. At the end, I'll give you my email address and you can email me as well as send me some images of the work you produce or you are producing. And if you're stuck, I can help you to try and move forward. So let's talk a little bit about what is the architect's work. So architects work at various scales, and they don't just produce buildings. They actually design the spaces in which the buildings and roads and public transport and so on and so forth are to be developed or are to be put in place. So and this is called master plan. As you can see, the image on the screen. This is the master plan of the Olympic site in London. And the reason why I decided to show you this image is because I have a particular interest for this site. And the reason for my interest is because this site was developed in an area of London that was abandoned for a long time. But the main reason why London won the bid for the Olympics for 2012 was because it had a plan. It had a plan of how to develop the site after the games, because a lot of what has happened in the past is that a lot of these sites are developed for the Olympic Games, and then once the Olympic Games are over, these sites become derelict again, or they go back to being abandoned. And London had a plan, as I said, for that not to happen. And this plan is called Olympicopolis. And Olympicopolis is about bringing a cultural hub into the site, and therefore, so we're gonna have theater out there. The V&A is going to open a museum. A university is going to set up the campus out there. But the BBC is opening a studio. So it's kind of creating this cultural hub within the east of London that will bring people together, as well as to add to that, there will be obviously a lot of residential, as it's already happening now. So, but architects don't just work in buildings and big projects. They also work in small projects. Particularly myself, I'm very interested in small projects and residential projects in particular. So, an example of another architect's work is this image that you can see, which is the development of this interior space. So, and that's kind of what we're going to focus on these online workshops, is your your residence, your interior space, and how to develop that into setting up your own studio at home. So, what are the architectural and design awareness online workshops? So, it's an architectural study workshop to discuss and experiment design ideas around your home and environment. So, the first phase is an introduction and identifying the design challenge, which is to change or improve a space of your choice in your home to allow you to study and to attend online schooling. Part 2 is to create a design proposal by making your own drawing and 3D model that responds to this design challenge. Part 3, reflection and conclusion. The aim of the workshop is for you to be responsible for the program and to be in control of the outcome. In order to, before we identify this design challenge, let's look at what is design. Design definition, as per the Oxford Dictionary, is a plan or drawing produced to show the look and function or workings of a building, garment, or other object before it is made. And the Cambridge Dictionary, it says a drawing or set of drawings showing how a building or product is to be made and how it will work and look. So design applies to almost all industries, being architecture, engineering, landscape, interiors, furniture, textiles, fashion, etc., etc., etc. Everything around us is designed almost. So the next step is to identify the design challenge. And the design challenge that we have ahead is what would you like to change or improve in your home to help you to set up a space for you to study and attend your online school classes. So, as I said, I set up a set of questions, and these questions is just to start the ball rolling. They're not, there's no right or wrong questions. It's literally just, to start thinking about what it is that you like and don't you like, and start thinking, you to focus on your space at home. You can then, elaborate on further questions that will help you to understand better what it is, your space at home, as well as what it is that you like about the space at home. So the questions that I have put together are: what do you like about your home? What does your family like about your home? What do you like about your bedroom? What does your family like about your bedroom? Do you have outdoor spaces in your home? And if yes, do you use it and for what purpose? Where in your home do you feel more relaxed and at ease to study and why? When you are reading or studying, what is your preferred position and why? What type of furniture do you like? In terms of light, do you prefer to study natural light or artificial light? Do you like soft materials, hard materials? What colors do you like? And what fabrics do you like? Do you like to have art around you? And if so, what kind of art? Do you like paintings? Do you like sculptures? Do you like photography? So this is the beginning. As I said, this is literally just some of the beginning of the initial questions you can ask yourself to help you to set up these workshops. So now, you can develop some into, these questions, to something that suits you best, and you think you can actually achieve, the result, which is to study your own space at home. So, identifying the design challenge. So, is the first step is to introduce and identify the design challenge, as I said, and which is to change or improve a space of your choice in your home to allow you to study and to attend online schooling. Our first task of this step is surveying. And what is surveying? So, surveying, as per the Cambridge English Dictionary, is to ask people questions in order to find out about their opinions or behavior, to look at or examine all of something in detail, the measuring and recording of the details of an area of land. When a building is surveyed, it is examined carefully by a specially trained person to see what condition it is in, to measure an area of land and to record the details of it. So, we, in this case, what is interesting for us is when it says when a building is surveyed, it is examined carefully by a specially trained person to see what condition it is in. So, you're going to become the surveyor, this kind of, specially trained person. And you're going to document this surveying through drawing. So, as you can see in the image, you can start by measuring the space, and so you kind of do a very accurate drawing. As you can see in the examples of other surveying drawings that other students have made, and generally, it's kind of easier, and it's best if you just work from looking without actually having to measure and just draw what you see. You can do it 2D, which are the examples I'm showing, or you can do it 3D. I'm currently and temporarily working in a place called Viana do Castelo in the north of Portugal, and like you, I have to set up a work studio in the flat where I'm staying to work remotely. I'm going to show you how to make a one-point perspective drawing with a 4B pencil of the room I chose to set up my studio, as I would like you to do a similar drawing when you are surveying your own space. The first step is to draw a horizontal line in the middle of the page and then do a cross or vanishing point in the center of the horizontal line. Next, we draw 4 diagonal lines from the vanishing point or cross in the middle to the 4 corners of the paper. You can use a ruler or just draw the lines freehand. It makes no difference. We can then start to draw vertical and horizontal lines from the edge of the diagonal lines previously drawn to form the walls of the space. The point or place from where you decide to view the space is reflected on the drawing, as it will determine where you draw things. I chose to draw the wall in front of me. It is very important to always look carefully to things when you are drawing them. I'm about 5 meters away from the vanishing point, and the horizontal lines that I draw get shorter closer to the vanishing point and longer the further away from it they are. As you draw, make sure to erase the lines you no longer need, such as the horizontal and diagonal lines, as well as all the others that are behind the objects you draw and won't be seen. We can now see how this one-point perspective is creating a tunneling effect of lines, looking like they are going away in the distance, creating a sort of three-dimensional effect, even though it's obviously just a two-dimensional surface of a piece of paper. As I'm erasing some lines, I notice that I have missed some of the edges of the objects that I'm drawing. I'll add them at the end as I notice. I always think it is a good sign if I notice something in the drawing I need to change. It gives me a chance to improve the drawing. It is the things I don't notice that are the issue. For example, I noticed the wall on the right is higher than the one on the left, and I want this drawing to look symmetrical. So I need to line the two lines, and the easiest way to do this is to redraw the wall that is higher to make it a similar height and erase the lines I no longer need. Now we have all the lines and structures for this drawing of the chosen space in the home, with windows and furniture in place, all in one point perspective, which means all of the diagonal lines in this drawing go to the vanishing point, and all of the other lines are either vertical, going straight up and down, or horizontal, going straight across. And all of these vertical and horizontal lines are at right angles with each other. But also, these vertical and horizontal lines are parallel to the vertical side of the paper and to the horizontal side of the paper. You can see how the drawing develops over time, and I'll add smaller details. I'm just going to use a black marker to emphasize the floor and ceiling lines, and the 4B pencil to draw some dramatic tones showing reflections, shadow and light. For instance, in the ceiling there's a light fixture and I'm going to use a darker shading around it. I'm going to make this drawing quite dark because that is the feeling this space gives me. But in your drawing, it is up to you what you decide to do. I just want to show you the basics of how to do a one-point perspective. So once you've done these drawings, the next step is you could make a quick cardboard model or a paper model of this space that you are looking at. That will help you to understand the space better and see it from different angles and so on, which that might bring forward some interesting aspects of that space that you haven't thought about it before. If something is not clear or you don't understand, please email me explaining where or why you are stuck and I'll get back to you. Once you have completed your one-point perspective, survey drawing and card model, please email me pictures of your work labeled with your name, age and school year. Please send all the images to the email address showing on the screen. info@artistinresidence.org.uk. So once you have these two pieces of work completed, the drawing and the model of the existing space, we move on to the next task, which is to create a design proposal. Good luck with your survey and see you in part 2 of the workshop. Thank you.